Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramanaya. Prostrations to Ramana, who shines as the Self in all beings. We begin today's satsang with a prayer by Uma Sripathy. This will be followed by the chanting of Muktaka trayam by Revathi Shankar.
नमो नमः दक्षिणामूर्तिसारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् रमणाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् शुक्लं वरदरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये आङ्गिकं भुवनं यस्य वाचिकं सर्ववाङ्मयम् आहार्यं चन्द्रतारादि तं नमः सात्विकं शिवम् ॐ नमो भगवते श्रीरमणा नमो रमण
एकमक्षरम् हृदि निरन्तरम् भासते स्वयं लिख्यते कथम् हृदयकुहरमध्ये केवलं ब्रह्ममात्रम् ह्यहमहमिति साक्षात् आत्मरूपेण भाति हृदि विषमनसा स्वं चिन्वता मज्जता वा पवनचलनरोधात् आत्मनिष्ठो भवत्वम् देहं मृण्मयवज्जडात्मकम् अहं बुद्धिर्न तस्यास्त्यतो नाहं तत्तदभावसुप्तिसमये सिद्धात्मसद्भावतः कोऽहं भावयुतः कुतो वरधिया दृष्ट्वात्मनिष्ठात्मना सोऽहं स्फूर्तितया अरुणाचलशिवः पूर्णो विभाति स्वयं सोऽहं स्फूर्तितया अरुणाचलशिवः पूर्णो विभाति स्वयं. Namo Ramana. We will now have the chanting of Upadesa Saram by Uma Sripathy.
नमो रमण कर्तुराज्ञया प्राप्यते फलम् कर्म किं परं कर्म तज्जडम् कृतिमहो दधो पतनकारणम् फलमशाश्वतम् गतिनिरोधकम् ईश्वरार्पितम् नेच्छया कृतम् चित्तशोधकम् मुक्तिसाधकम् कायवाग्मना कार्यमुत्तमम् पूजनं जपश्चिन्तनं क्रमात् जगत ईषधी युक्तसेवनम् अष्टमूर्तिबृहद्देव पूजनम् उत्तमस्तवाद् उच्चमन्दत चित्तजं जप ध्यानमुत्तमम् आज्यधारया स्रोतसा समम् सरलचिन्तनम् विरलतः परम् भेदभावनात् सोऽहमित्यसौ भावनाभिदा पावनीमता भावशून्यसद् भावसुस्थिति भावनाबलात् भक्तिरुत्तमा हृत्स्थले मना स्वस्थता क्रिया भक्तियोगबोधाश्च निश्चितम्। नमो नमः।
Namo Ramana. We will now have two songs from Ramananjali Sangeetam. The first one will be presented by Srimati V. Radha. 3 songs. The second song will be presented by Savitri Krishnan and Jaisriram Krishnan. The third song will be presented by Revathi Shankar.
Namo Ramana to all. Today I will be singing a song written by Pasalai Narayana Iyer. It is in Ragam Simhendra Madhyamam, set to Aditalam. Dirga Sobhagiyam Tandalum Dirga Sobhagiyam Tandalum Tava Murtige Ramana Yennadum Vande Dirga Sobhagiyam Tandalum Tava Murtige Ramana Yennadum Vande Dirga Sobhagiyam Tandalum Parkumidamelam Bhagavane Ramanane Parkumidamelam Bhagavane Ramanane Nikamilladole Nirmalane Kone Parkumidamelam Bhagavane Ramanane Nikamilladole Nirmalane Kone Dirga Sobhagiyam Tandalum பக்தர்கள் போற்றிடும் பரஞ்சோதி உன்னை நித்தியம் தியானமே செய்திடுவேனே பக்தர்கள் போற்றிடும் பரஞ்சோதி உன்னை நித்தியம் தியானமே செய்திடுவேனே பக்கமே துணையாய் பகவானே நீ பக்கமே துணையாய் பகவானே நீ இக்கணமே அருள் இனிதாக பக்கமே துணையாய் பகவானே நீ இக்கணமே அருள் இனிதாக அலைக்கடல் தூரும் வேன அலையாமல் மனம் ஆடிக்காற்றோலை என்ன உலையாமல் அலைக்கடல் தூரும் வேன அலையாமல் மனம் ஆடிக்காற்றோலை என்ன உலையாமல் மலையென வரும் பிணி நிலையாமல் மலையெனும் வரும் பிணி நிலையாமல் தள்ளி தலைமுறை தவறாமல் பிரியாமல் மலையென வரும் பிணி நிலையாமல் தள்ளி தலைமுறை தவறாமல் பிரியாமல் தீத சௌபாகியம் தந்தாளும் தன்னை மறந்திருந்த தன் கண்பம் வீணை போகும் தன்னை அறிந்திருந்த ஜன்ம சபல்யமாகும் தன்னை மறந்திருந்தால் தன் கண்ம வீணை போகும் தன்னை அறிந்திருந்தால் ஜன்ம சபல்யமாகும் எண்ணமே ஒழிந்திடும் பண்ணு தியானமேன எண்ணம் ஒழிய தினம் பண்ணு தியானமேன திண்ணமாய் போதும் திருவண்ணாமலை ரமணா எண்ணம் ஒழிய தினம் பண்ணு தியானமேன திண்ணமாய் போதும் திருவண்ணாமலை ரமணா தீர்க்க சௌபாகியம் தந்தாடும் தவ மூர்த்தியே ரமணா என்னாடும் வந்தே தீர்க்க சௌபாகியம் தந்தாடும் தீர்க்க சௌபாகியம் தந்தாடும் தீர்க்க சௌபாகியம் தந்தாளும். நமோ ரமண.
ஓம் நமோ பகவதே ஸ்ரீ ரமணாய. While உள்ளது 40 உபதேச சாரம் Arunachala Stuti Panchakam, which includes Padigam, Ravamanimalai, and Arunachala Aksharamanamalai among others, rank among his major works or compositions. Bhagavan has also composed quite a number of stray verses, as they are called. Stray because they are composed in response to a situation or an occasion where whether or not a devotee is asked for it. These include the first sermon of Bhagavan to his mother, that is Avarar Prapta Paharam, the Appalam song, Appalam Ittu Paru, and the prayer for mother's recovery, Alaya Varu Piravi. There are also others like the apology to hornets and the significance of Deepavali. Today, we render one such stray verse which talks of the true meaning of birthday. The English translations runs thus: you who wish to celebrate a birthday, inquire first who was born. One's true birthday is when one enters into the eternal being which shines forever without birth or death. The second verse: of all days, on one's birthday, one should mourn one's fall into samsara. To celebrate it as a festival is like adorning and glorifying a corpse. To seek oneself and merge in it is wisdom.
பொருளில் பிறந்த அன்றே பிறந்த நாளா பிறந்திரத்தல் என்றும் பொன்றாயினது பொருளில் பிறந்த அன்றே பிறந்த நாளா பிறந்த நாளேனும் பிறப்பு தழாது பிறந்த நாளேனும் பிறப்பு தழாது பிறந்த நாளுத்தவனே பேணல் பிறந்த பிணத்திற்கு அலங்கரிக்கும் பெற்றே பிறந்த நாளுத்தவனே பேணல் பிறந்த பிணத்திற்கு அலங்கரிக்கும் பெற்றே தன்னை உணர்ந்தோடுங்கரானே உணர்வு தன்னை உணர்ந்தோடுங்கரானே உணர்வு உணர்ந்தோடுங்கரானே உணர்வு ஓடுங்கரானே உணர்வு உணர்வு ஓம் நமோ பகவதே ஸ்ரீ ரமணாய.
Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramanaya. Beautifully, Satyana, Savitri and Jaisriram entered the birth song. But 5 days back, we celebrated Bhagavan's Aradhana. And Bhagavan says, when he is leaving, he says Sandosham. And he also mentions to a devotee saying, I am here. Where will I go? When the devotees asked Bhagavan to cure himself from the dreadful disease, Bhagavan says, where can I go? I am here. So, when he says, I am here, he is within each one of us. Whenever anybody says, I am, then Bhagavan is there, is here. So, within each one of us, Bhagavan is present. Whenever I say, I am, he is present. So, here means the question of place arises. When there is a place, there is time also which comes behind that. Time and space are two sides of the same coin. So, I would like to share this song written by Dr.Sarada beautifully. She says, who has to say what to whom when Bhagavan alone is present? Where are all the directions? There is south, north, east, west. There is up, down. Nothing is there. Only Bhagavan is there. Everywhere, only He is there. And what is morning? What is evening? What is night? In the morning, we are awake. What is wakefulness? At night, we are asleep. What is this sleep? Where is everything? Who is seeing anything? Who is the one who sees? What are they seeing? Everything is only Ramana. When only Ramana is there, where can we exist? We don't have any existence at all. So Bhagavan makes it clear that everything is only an illusion. We attach ourselves with different things. So, what have we lost? What are we gaining? What have we? Where do we go and where do we go? Where do we come? We don't have anything. We search for some things and it feels that as if we have attained it. But actually, there is no search, no process, no attainment, nothing is there. Everything is only Ramana. Who is speaking to whom? Who is listening? Who is speaking? The process of speaking. Everything is only Ramana, says Akka in this song beautifully. The music is by L. Krishnan and Rajkumar Bharti sir. யார் எவரிடம் என்ன சொல்வது ரமணன் ஒருவனே இருக்கையில் யார் எவரிடம் என்ன சொல்வது ரமணன் ஒருவனே இருக்கையில் ரமணன் ஒருவன் ரமணன் ரமணன் ஒருவன் ரமணன் ரமணன் ஒருவன் ரமணன் யார் எவரிடம் என்ன சொல்வது ரமணன் ஒருவனே இருக்கையில் கிழக்கு எங்கே மேற்கு எங்கே வடக்கு எங்கே தெற்கு எங்கே வழியும் எங்கே வீடு எங்கே எங்கெங்கும் ரமணனே இருக்கையில் எங்கெங்கும் ரமணனே இருக்கையில் எங்கெங்கும் ரமணனே இருக்கையில் எங்கெங்கும் ரமணனே இருக்கையில் யார் எவரிடம் என்ன சொல்வது ரமணன் ஒருவனே இருக்கையில் காலை எதுவோ மாலை எதுவோ விழிப்பு எதுவோ தூக்கம் எதுவோ கனவும் எதுவோ நினைவும் எதுவோ எப்போதும் ரமணனே இருக்கையில் எப்போதும் ரமணனே இருக்கையில் எப்போதும் ரமணனே இருக்கையில் கணம்தோறும் ரமணனே இருக்கையில் யார் எவரிடம் என்ன சொல்வது ரமணன் ஒருவனே இருக்கையில் தொலைத்ததெதனை அடைவதெதனை பிரிந்ததெதனை சேர்ந்ததெதனை தேடி நாடி அடைவதும் யாரோ அனைத்துமாய் ரமணனே இருக்கையில் அனைத்துமாய் ரமணனே இருக்கையில் அனைத்துமாய் ரமணனே இருக்கையில் அனைத்துமாய் ரமணனே இருக்கையில் யார் எவரிடம் என்ன சொல்வது ரமணன் ஒருவனே இருக்கையில் நான் அவன் என்ற சொல் சூழலிலே அகப்படாதே பேதை மனமே நான் அவன் என்ற சொல் சூழலிலே அகப்படாதே பேதை மனமே ரமணா எனும் பேரன்பு வெளியிலே ரமணனே ரமணனாயிருக்கையில் ரமணா எனும் பேரன்பு வெளியிலே ரமணனே ரமணனாயிருக்கையில் ரமணனே ரமணனாயிருக்கையில் ரமணனே ரமணனாயிருக்கையில் ரமணனே ரமணனாயிருக்கையில் யார் எவரிடம் என்ன சொல்வது ரமணன் ஒருவனே இருக்கையில் ரமணன் ஒருவன் ரமணன் ரமணன் ஒருவன் ரமணன் ரமணன் ஒருவன் ரமணன். Namo Ramana. We will now have the reading and sharing from the book Ramana's Muruganar by Sri Nandakumarji.
Namo Ramana. In this, the book reading segment of our satsang,
We continue to read from Ramana's Muruganar, a birth centenary offering, edited and compiled by our founder president, Sri A.R. Natarajanji. We had been seeing the account of Professor K. Swaminathan sir. We are moving on to the account of Asukavi Sadhuram Swamigal. Asukavi Sadhuram Swamigal. He is a disciple of Vallimalai Swamigal, who was a disciple of Bhagwan, who learned Tirupugal from Bhagwan. So he himself has composed Sadhuram Swamigal. From the net, what I gather is that he himself has composed more than 15,000 verses and is also called as Arul Kavi. Here he has taken the title Asukavi Sadhuram Swamigal on Muruganar. The title of the article is Muruganar, the Poetic Genius. Muruganar, the Poetic Genius by Asukavi Sadhuram Swamigal. Poets are not made, they are born. The compositions of natural and intuitive poets always have the stamp of divinity. By God's grace, from time to time, their poetry flows spontaneously. Their compositions are not time-bound, for the joy which they generate is for all times. Among such poets, Muruganar stands preeminent. Soaked as he was in the grace of Sadguru Ramana, copious poetry flowed in torrential grandeur from his pen. If one is fortunate to find the time to go into these outpourings, one can have some idea about their depth, the excellence of their Tamil, and the true meaning of total surrender. Poets have been classified into 4 categories. First is the exceptional category of those whose poetry flows from the inspiration of God or a Sadguru. They are called Asukavis. The second type are those whose poetry is marked by sweetness, lilting lines, and the like. They are called Madhurakavis. The third category of poets are called Chitrakavis, because their poetry is centered on figures drawn by them. The last category of poets are those who revel in elaboration and details, known as Vistarakavis. Their compositions run into hundreds and thousands of verses. There can be no doubt whatsoever that Muruganar was an Asukavi, for he was directly and continuously inspired by Sadguru Ramana. His poetry had its source in the perennial Ganges Ramana. The matchless choice of words and the breathtaking panorama of the songs leave one in no doubt about it. Muruganar's poetry literally drips with sweetness, as these 2 verses from Sannidhi Murai would show. First, Vanna Muraital, verse 35, beauty of Nada Bindu Kala, beauty of light past shadow of difference, the ultimate beauty revealed by the Vedas, the beauty of bliss. Full of such beauty, overflowing is Ramana's beauty. Beauty of Nada Bindu Kala, beauty of light past shadow of difference, the ultimate beauty revealed by the Vedas, the beauty of bliss. Full of such beauty, overflowing is Ramana's beauty. There is one more song from the Sannidhi Murai. Namo Ramanaya is what shines ahead of us. Namo Ramanaya is what makes us shine. Namo Ramanaya is what shines as we. It is all knowledge being bliss. Tirumandiram verse 125. Let me read it for you in Tamil. Namo Ramanayave nammun olirvadu. Namo Ramanayave nammai olirpadu. Namo Ramanayave namai olirvadu. Namo Ramanayave jnaname inbame. Namo Ramanayave, whenever we say Namo Ramana, This is all what is contained in all that. Namo Ramanayave nammun olirvadu. Namo Ramanayave nammai olirvippadu. Namo Ramanayave namami olirvadu. Namo Ramanayave jnaname inbame. That's why he says this is full of Maduram. So he is also Madhura Kavi. He is not only Asu Kavi, he is also Madhura Kavi. Since he composed more than 30,000 verses with elaborate imagery, Muruganar certainly is an opulent poet. So he is also Chitra Kavi. In this regard, we can compare him to Adi Shankara, who has composed so many songs of compelling beauty on various gods and goddesses. Any worthwhile Tamil poetry should contain elements of Iyal, Isai, and Nadakam. Perfection in grammar and excellence of literary style is Iyal. Anyone who reads even a few selections from Muruganar's poetry can readily see it fulfills the Iyal requirements amply. What are the Iyal requirements? Perfection in grammar and excellence of literary style. Isai is that which is suited to raga, tala, and bhava. His compositions, brimming with bhakti, are rich in their meaning, in their wealth of meaning, and are set to pand ragas. They fall easily into rhythmic patterns. It is for this reason that many of his compositions have been easily rendered in music concerts and in music cassettes. Hence, quite clearly, the Isai requirement too is very much fulfilled. Actually, his compositions are on par with Tevaram, Tirupugal, Tiruvachakam. Such is their excellence. Muruganar's poetry contains the necessary dramatic element. It is therefore Nataka Tamil as well. In this context, one can refer to Tiruchuli Padigam, Tirupandi Padigam, Talaivi Irathal, Sonai Tirupadigam, Tirupandi Padigam, the decade. You who for final freedom yearning, cling to the feet of sovereign Ramana, king of Pandi, wholly flawless, Annamalai's unparalleled Lord, will in the same body shake bondage and gain mukti. You who for final freedom yearning, cling to the feet of sovereign Ramana, king of Pandi, wholly flawless, Annamalai's unparalleled Lord, will in the same body shake bondage and gain mukti. Sannidhimurai verse 701. Destroying the mind that wandered in and out, he Venkata lodged my heart in lasting bliss and firmly placed his fiery feet upon my head. All because of penance done by my forefathers in ages past. Sannidhimurai verse 710. Destroying the mind that wandered in and out, he, Venkata, lodged my heart in lasting bliss and firmly placed his fiery feet upon my head. All because of penance done by my forefathers in ages past. Sonai Padigam. Venkata, the ripened fruit of all the penance of the world. Your grace relieved from illusion, those weary of the cycle of births. Bright flame ablaze on Aruna hill, blue-necked Shiva, I rejoice in your bliss, thinking of your bliss. Sannidhimurai verse 960. Sonai Padigam. Sonachala, Tiruvannamalai. Sonai Padigam, Venkata, the ripened fruit of all the penance of the world. All the penance of the world put together has come to us as Ramana, the ripened fruit. Your grace relieved from illusion, those weary of cycle of births. Bright flame ablaze on Aruna hill, blue-necked Shiva, I rejoice in your bliss, thinking of your bliss. Heart loveless, eyes hard, wooden, such was I. Heart loveless, eyes hard, wooden, such was I. But Venkata has chosen for his temple this body, this heart, these eyes. Heart loveless, eyes hard, wooden, such was I. But Venkata has chosen for his temple this body, this heart, these eyes. O light beyond the Vedas' reach, O flame ablaze on Aruna hill, pray show me how to overcome completely and forever and ever the illusion of this world. Heart loveless, eyes hard, wooden such was I. But Venkata has chosen for his temple this body, this heart, these eyes. O light beyond the Vedas' reach, O flame ablaze on Aruna hill, pray show me how to overcome completely and forever and ever the illusion of this world. Sannidhi Murai 964. The peerless poet. It is only a few who can be called Mahakavi, the peerless poet. In this category, we have Valmiki, the Adi Kavi, Veda Vyasa, Kalidasa, Subramanya Bharati, who is called also as Varakavi. It is only a few who can be called Mahakavi, the peerless poet. It is in this category that we have Valmiki, Adi Kavi, Veda Vyasa, Kalidasa, Subramanya Bharati, who is also called Varakavi. Shri Muruganar can certainly be regarded as one of this group. The group including Valmiki, Vedavyasa, Kalidasa, Subramanya Bharati. If one reads Sannidhi Murai on Ramana, it will be obvious that it is not a bit behind the classic of Manikavachakar on Shiva. Bit means even a small bit. It is not even a small bit different or behind the classic of Manikavachakar on Shiva. There is such beauty and depth that one can do any amount of research, diving deep into the world of Muruganar's poetry. The grace of Ramana has been like a polish to the diamond of Muruganar's poetry, whose brilliance cannot escape even lay persons, let alone scholars. The grace of Ramana has been like a polish to the diamond of Muruganar's poetry, whose brilliance cannot escape even lay persons, let alone scholars. In particular, one can refer to the Advaitic experience expressed with such lucidity in Tirupalli Ezhuchi. The sun has risen, lotuses blossom, singers and Tamil poets have come. What the eternal gods know not, your devotees know easily. You melt their hearts, direct their working, and in yogic sleep destroy even the thought that world is a dream. Wake up, Venkata, wake up. That is the song from Tirupalli Ezhuchi. The sun has risen, lotuses blossom, singers and Tamil poets have come. What eternal gods know not, your devotees know easily. You melt their hearts, direct their working, and in yoga nidra, yoga sleep, yogic sleep, destroy even the thought that the world is a dream. Wake up, Venkata, wake up. Sannidhi Murai really abounds in innumerable expressions of the state of fullness bestowed on Muruganar by Ramana. Sannidhi Murai really abounds in innumerable expressions of the state of fullness bestowed on Muruganar by Ramana. Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Ramana. Namo Ramana.
Namo Ramana. We will now have a practice session of self-enquiry, which will be led by Sri Dileep Simha.
Namo Ramana. Dhyayet Sharada Chandra Sundaramukam Tamraravinde Kshanam Bhaktabhishtavarabhaya Pradakaram Kaupinamantrojwalam Swatmanandarasanubhuti vivasham Sarvanavadyangakam Shrimantam Shri Ramaneshwaram Guruvaram Yoga Shavasana Dhyayet Shri Ramaneshwaram Dhyayet Shri Ramaneshwaram Dhyayet Shri Ramaneshwaram Hridaya Kuhara Madhye Kevalam Brahmamatram Yahamaham Sakshat Atmarupena Bhati Hrudi Vishamanasa Swam Chingvata Machatava Pavana Chalanarodha Atmanishto Bhavatvam. Ramana. We will commence the evening Atma Vicharam by listening and meditating on Bhagavan's Upadesham. I'll be reading his Upadesham from the book Guruvachaka Kovai from the chapter Investigation into the Truth. The verse is 393. Those who have entered the excellent, straight and direct path, the Gnana Vichara, who am I, never get confused and lose their way. The reason is, this path is straight and direct, like the light of the sun. It will reveal its straightness to those who have embarked upon it. I repeat the verse. Those who have entered the excellent, straight and direct path, the Gnana Vichara, who am I, never get confused and lose their way. The reason is, this path is straight and direct, like the light of the sun. It will reveal its straightness to those who have embarked on it. Here, when we embark on the Vichara, the who am I, though when we take up, we hold on to the idea that I am this body, and then all these instruments associated with it, the intellect, the mind, the indriyas, the sense of I, a pride of being this body, a separate one, all of this would be with which we hold on to this enquiry, who am I? Slowly and steadily, the question, who am I, makes us transcend from a data-oriented, conscience living to the truth, the living in the truth. That we can say as living in the consciousness, or living or identified ourselves as the consciousness. Therefore, it is like the light of the sun. The consciousness, we recognize that without it, and it alone is experienced at all times. Therefore, the self is experiencing self alone, even in the state of manifestation or in the total absence of manifestation. And therefore, we cannot even say that we can experience the self as any other object, like the way we experience something else. So it makes it very clear that the self cannot be seen only as a knowledge also. It has to be experienced by itself, and that is the pure knowledge. Being is seeing, says Bhagavan. Therefore, this Atma Vichara, who am I, gives complete light to every objective experience and makes us bereft of all of it, and makes us recognize our true nature. And therefore, whoever has embarked on this path of enquiry, Bhagavan and Muruganar Swami here is very beautifully saying that though the question, who am I, appears to be a question or another thought or an intellectual pondering, but in the due course of time, the who am I makes us recognize the truth which alone is. And therefore, all the sense of separation, all the sense of being limited to or gaining some knowledge, all of that would be gone, and the truth alone will shine forth. Therefore, it will reveal the straightness, says Bhagavan here. So, this is the most direct path of attaining the self here and now. The inquiry not only makes us recognize the limitation of all the dualism, it even when we are practicing it, it here and now reveals the truth alone. So the practice and the siddhi is all combined in this beautiful Atma Vichara for us. So even during the course of the Vichara, we will be experiencing the truth alone. It is only when we become less and less dependent on all of these dualities, all of these vasanas, which always makes us want to experience everything as objects, when they become less and less prominent and less influential on us, the more and more the straightness of this Atma Vichara becomes clear. Bhagavan's immense grace, with which alone we have come to this most direct path, which alone melts us, as it was read to us by Nandakumarji, that which is very difficult for even the Devatas. This Atma Vichara melts us and makes us become one with Him. Recognize the truth here and now. With His abundant grace, for the next 10 minutes, let us practice Atma Vichara. Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Ramana. More Ramana. Thank you.
Namo Ramana. We will now have the sharing of Ramanacentre verses from Ramanacentre by Sri Ujwal Jagadeesh.
Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramanaya. In this part of the satsang, we have been meditating on the verses of Ramanacentre written by Kavya Kanta Vashishta Ganapati Muni, and they have been compiled and given to us as Ramanacentre by Ramana himself. And we are meditating on the penultimate verse, the 39th verse of these 40 verses in praise of Ramana. तद्भागदेयमसमानमनेकमौनि वासाचितं क्षितिव्रत कलुलोहितस्य अङ्गीचकार भगवन् रमणो महर्षिरन्येषु सत्सुयतिमं बहुषु स्थलेषु रमणं गुरुं नमामि रमणं गुरुं नमामि ಸೌಭಾಗ್ಯ ಪಡೆದಿಹುದು ಸರಿಸಾಟಿಯಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಮುನಿವರರು ವಾಸಿಸುವ ಕೆಂಪಾದಗಿರಿಯು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೆಲೆಸಿಹರು ಭಗವಾನ್ ಮಹರ್ಷಿಗಳು ಇತ ಅನೇಕ ಸ್ಥಳಗಳಿದ್ದರು ರಮಣ ಗುರುವಿಗೆ ನಮನ ರಮಣ ಗುರುವಿಗೆ ನಮನ. This verse set to a raga Mani by Srimati Sulochana Natarajan. I was just wondering why this Mani Rang, which is a very, very auspicious ragam, usually chosen to be sung in the ending of a concert, or Mani Rang is used for singing a lullaby to the divine. Why is this being chosen? The Mani Rang means the beauty, the color. Ranga means color, and Mani Rang is the color of the various gems and pearls and all these precious gems that we have heard of. Arunachala, it is described in the Arunachala Mahatyam that in Satya Yuga, the Arunachala was a fiery mass of golden color, the fire. That was in the Satya Yuga, the first Yuga. Later in the Treta Yuga, it was the silver age. And the Arunachala looked silver with beautiful emeralds and beautiful pearls, all decorating itself. And in Dwapara Yuga, the Arunachala was golden in color. And now in Kali Yuga, we see Arunachala as a mountain filled with rocks and trees and sand. So Arunachala is that. It's the Ujwal Namaha. It is the embodiment of the fire of knowledge, and it appears as that emerald. It has all these gems. It is Vedantate Verara Vilangum. It is the pearl, the essence of the Veda, which is shining as that auspicious hill, and it is the golden form. Shiva himself is called as the Swarna Hastakaya Namaha. Hiranya Bahu is called. It is Shiva himself in his golden form, in his golden hue. And for us, it may look like an ordinary mountain, but Ramana himself says nobody knows the secret of this magic mountain. It draws the devotees towards itself, and within a flash, it destroys their identity, their false ego, and makes them one with itself. Such is the power of this magnetic mountain, which is so colorful and beautiful. So maybe that's the reason Bhagavan has made Srimati Sulochana Natarajan to choose this Mani Rang Raga. The Rang also means Ranga. Ranga is the stage. And Ramana himself says, Tvai Arunachala Sarvam Bhutva Stitva Pralina Metat Chitram Hridyahamityatmataya Nrityasi Bhoste Vadanti Hridayam Nama. Oh Arunachala, you are the Ranga. You are the stage. Or we can call you are the screen on which this movie, this picture of the world appears, and it appears so beautifully, and it is sustained. All these beautiful activities on the stage happen. There is beautiful dance, music, drama, emotions being shown, and how fantastic it is. And in you, O Arunachala, O beautiful Ranga, in you the whole world subsides. If we are all We are all actors in this stage called the world, the Ranga called the world. Then where are you, Arunachala? Are you apart from us? No, you are the heart. You are shining within everyone and dancing your dance of stillness in every heart as I, says Bhagavan, singing of Arunachala as the stage. That's why this Mani Rangu, that is this beautiful stage Arunachala has been described, and this raga has been chosen. And here we are talking about Arunachala, the greatness of Arunachala. The Arunachala is such a great mountain, Bhagavan Ramana says, and it is also prescribed in the Skanda Puranam and Arunachala Mahatmyam that it is greater than Kailasa itself, because Kailasa is only an abode of Shiva. He may be there at home, or he may go somewhere else for Sanchara, and he will not be available in Kailasa. But an Arunachala, he is always there. He is the mountain. The Shiva, the mountain itself is Shiva. So how can he be apart from it? So they say, the great ones say, the Arunachala is much more auspicious than Kailasa itself, because here Shiva himself is the beautiful hill Arunachala. I remember a beautiful story which Ramana has told. We all know the story that Parvati did penance to marry Shiva, and Shiva appeared in the form of a Brahmin, they say a Vatu, and he tried to persuade Parvati, saying that, oh Parvati, why are you marrying Shiva? He is one Smashana Vasi, he stays in the crematorium, and he adorns himself with the Smashana Vibhuti from the Smashana, and he has snake as his ornaments, and the skin of the animals as his dress. Why do you want to marry him? So she is trying to tell Parvati not to marry. That is Shiva himself who has come in that form. And Parvati, she says, I don't want to listen to anything from Shiva. You don't understand the greatness of Shiva. The Shiva is beyond the goodness and what we think is bad. He is beyond that. He is the supreme. He is the universal consciousness. That's what she says. And she says, I don't want to listen to even one your scolding on Shiva, your ninda to Shiva. It is papam to listen to even ninda. So you go away. When she says, the Vatu, he reveals his true form as Shiva, and he assures that he will come and marry Parvati. But Himavan, the father of Parvati, has this doubt. Parvati is marrying Shiva, all good, but I don't even know what is the background of Shiva. Does he belong to our caste, or does he belong to our status? So he has all these questions, and when you have these questions, the Guru, Narada Maharshi, he appears and he says, why Himavan? You have to celebrate. Your daughter Parvati is getting married to Shiva. Why are you feeling sad? Why are you worried? And Himavan tells, this is the problem. I don't know what is the background of Shiva and what caste he belongs to. And Narada Maharshi, he narrates the story of the Arunachala. He tells that long time back, when there was a conflict between the creator Brahma and the protector Vishnu, Shiva appeared as a huge column of light without a beginning or an end. When both of them failed to find out the beginning or the end, when they surrendered to that light cooled down and it became the Arunachala hill. So Shiva is Arunachala hill itself. Then Himavan felt very, very happy. Oh, he belongs to our category. He belongs to the hill group. So he is one among us. So Himavan was very, very happy, and happily he did the wedding of Parvati to Shiva. So this is a story told by Shiva himself. So that is the glory of Arunachala. It's such a sacred place. And out of all the places in the earth, Bhagavan Ramana has chosen to come and stay in Arunachala. And he stayed in Arunachala from the moment he reached Arunachala as a boy of 16. He never moved anywhere away. He was there in Arunachala, abiding in Arunachala. making Arunachala much more glorious. People from all over the world got to know the glory of Arunachala through Ramana. The glory of going around Arunachala was forgotten, and it was only after Ramana he started again the tradition of going around Arunachala in Girivalam. Lakhs and lakhs of people. Now, if you go now, many people, lakhs of people, every day, every Paurnami, you can see that they are going around Arunachala. The glory of Arunachala was made much more glorious by Ramana choosing Arunachala as his abode. There's this beautiful story in the letters from Ramanashramam where Surya Nagama says, one of the summer holidays, his brother's daughters, that is Swarna and Vidya, they both had come to ashram. And they had planned to go on a Girivalam and visit a few other places in and around the Durgamba temple and Adiyannamalai and various other places. So they had planned to do that. So Surya Nagama took both of them. She had engaged a bullock cart to take them because it was very, very hot, and she was not sure whether the children could walk such a long distance. So a bullock cart was engaged, and with them all other little children and of their own age and little younger age. They were all taken together, and they all went on the excursion around Arunachala, and they were back by 11:30. Bhagavan later asked, "Oh, did the children go around the hill? How did they come so quickly? Were they able to walk?" And Surya Nagama told, no, we had engaged this bullock cart, and they went around a little distance. They walked till the Gautama Maharshi ashrama singing bhajans. Later, they could not bear the heat, so they all went in the bullock cart. So Bhagavan smiled and told, "Oh, then who gets the punya? Who gets the merit? Does the cart get the merit, or does the bullocks get the merit, or does the children get the merit? Who gets the merit?" So he told, then Surya Nama could not reply. Ramana told, I'm just telling you that this body itself is a cart. And for this cart, we need one more cart. And for that one more cart, we need 2 bullocks to carry it. So this is how the process happens. But what do we say? We say, I went on a Girivalam. We say, I did this, I went there, I came here. Where can anybody go or come? There is only one tattva which is all pervading. Where can it go and come? But we identify ourselves as this body, and we say, I did this, I did that, I came here, I went there. So he pointed out this falsity that we think we did everything, but this body is only a vehicle which is a tool through which things happen. And later, that Vidya was very, very naughty, was asking many, many questions to Bhagavan. Bhagavan, don't you go anywhere? You don't go anywhere, you are always here. And Bhagavan told her, yes, I'm always here. See, if I want to go, I think you have an idea of taking me to your village. But if I come with you, no. People here in the ashram, they will also say, even we will also come. So they will also join to come with me. If they are coming on the way, somebody else will call, please come to our house, please come to our house. And they will take me to the various places. And after giving me hospitality, they will say, even we will also join wherever you are going. So even they may also join. When they also join, Arunachala himself may start moving and come with me. So it is not possible to do that. So that's why I don't move anywhere. I am always here. And Vidya was little worried. What shall we do? And then Bhagavan used to, the day when she was supposed to leave, Bhagavan held her hand and told, "Oh Vidya, are you going to take Bhagavan with you? Tie him tightly, firmly in the cart and take him with you to your native place." And Vidya, while before going, she got a photograph of Bhagavan. And she went to Bhagavan and told, "Bhagavan, I'm taking Bhagavan Tataya to my hometown." And she took the photograph with the full belief. And Bhagavan also assured, "Oh, so at last you are taking Bhagavan with you to your village." So assuring her that Bhagavan is coming with her. And why? What does he say? We can all take Bhagavan with us. We can tie Bhagavan firmly in our heart with the rope of devotion, and we can take him with us. And do you know what is more special? Out of all the places in the world, Bhagavan has chosen the Arunachala. What is Arunachala? Arunachala me aham. It is the heart. Bhagavan, out of all the places, has chosen this heart to be his abode, and he is ever abiding there, and he is ever revealing the glory of Arunachala. The Arunachala, which is already glorious because it is only because of the heart, because of the self which is shining within the heart, we are able to do anything. We are able to speak, we are able to listen, we are able to understand, we are able to sing and dance and move. And to make us realize that everything is actually happening only because of that Arunachala, the self. There is no need of this false identity, the false vehicle which we think is so important. It is not required at all. Things will happen as it is destined to happen by that power of Arunachala to reveal us the glory of Arunachala. Ramana is abiding in the heart as the Arunachala Ramana, and he is guiding us every moment. With full faith in what Ramana says, Arunachala me aham, and he is ever abiding in this Arunachala. We have to turn within and abide in that Arunachala Tattva, the heart, to reveal this truth, to reveal this path, to reach the heart. Ramana has entered our lives. Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramanaya.
Namo Ramana. We will now have the sharing of some namas from Ramana Ashtottara, which is written by Vishwanatha Swami. This will be shared by Dr.Sarada.
Namo Ramana. Prostrations to Ramana. Shining is the self in all beings. By the immense grace of the self manifest as Ramana, we in this part of the satsang are meditating on the Ramana Ashtottara Shatanamavali, which is 108 names on Bhagavan Ramana. It is in the form of a stotram and it is in the form of a namavali composed by Vishwanatha Swami. The undercurrent of this Shatanama, Ashtottara Shatanama on Bhagavan is Bhagavan's life itself. Because when somebody asked Bhagavan, can you recommend a good biography of yours? Bhagavan said, why? Ramana Ashtotram by Vishwanathan is there. You can look at that. We have seen that in the first, especially in the first few namas, up till Bhagavan's getting Jnanodaya, he's coming to Arunachala, he's surrendering to Arunachala, and he is remaining unmoving in what we call the apparent, seeming penance, that wonderful penance of Bhagavan at Arunachala, the early years at Arunachala. The namas are very clearly going in accordance with Bhagavan's life. But later we find that there are namas which are more descriptive of Bhagavan's qualities as well. And that may also be in accordance with the biographical nature of the Ashtotram, because initially we have to know about Bhagavan's life, actual facts. And then after Bhagavan came to Arunachala, he just became absolutely still like Arunachala. He remained, he did not become, he remained absolutely still as Arunachala. And in fact, it is as if the hill itself becomes ashamed. Bhagavan says, I feel ashamed to stand in front of you because such is your grace, O Arunachala. I don't even feel like raising my head and seeing you. He says that, and a devotee says, Swami Ramanacharana Tirtha, he says, quoting, we saw Virajata Chalakrataye Namaha Uddipta Nayanaya Namaha, talking of Bhagavan's beautiful, glorious glance. Purnaya Namaha, the fullness of Bhagavan. Rachita Chala Tandavaya Namaha, the light that is dancing everywhere, which Bhagavan says, Achala Tandava. Achala Tandava. See, Bhagavan says in his Ashtakam, he says, Mandragam Achalama Nadamidum Aruna Malayanum Yalayanum Arulodi Kadale. Achalama Nadamidum. That which is Achala and which is ever dancing. So, Achala Tandavaya Namaha. Rachita Achala Tandavaya Namaha. And this dance of Arunachala, which Bhagavan talks of, he says, Aham. Like even in his Pancharatnam, he says, Hridyahamiti Sakshat Nrityasi Bhoste. Nrityasi. It is dancing as Hridi Aham. So, Rachita Chala Tandava refers to the Aham Spurana. In that sense, since we see that we are looking at Bhagavan's early years, we also saw how Bhagavan spoke to Gambhiram Sheshayar and Shiva Prakasham Pillai through his silence, just like Dakshinamurti, the Adi Guru. And there we find the Aham Spurana is highlighted. But more in his verse, Hridaya Kuhara Madhye Kevalam Brahma Matram Aham iti Sakshat Atmarupena Bhati, says Bhagavan. And in Upadesa Saram, much later, he will say, Aham Taya Spurati Hrit Swayam Parama Purnasat. So this Aham Spurana, the Achala Tandava, that is the dance of the self, which is perfectly still. It cannot move. The self cannot move because it is all pervading. For movement, there needs to be one place to another place. Where does it move? But we hear from devotees like Nandakumarji that it is a Swagatha Veda. The movement happens within itself. The movement happens within itself. The entire universe is manifest within itself, says Bhagavan in his Ekanna Panchakam. So it is the Aham Spurana, which is such a trademark of Bhagavan's teachings, which Vishwanatha Swami is revealing to us. Rachita Achala Tandavaya Namaha Gambhiraya. Gambhiram, he says, even in the prayer verse, and he says Gambhira. So majestic, so awesome. See, we can think about the situation. Here is a boy, 16-year-old boy. He has come to Tiruvannamalai and he is seated there, and for the major part, he's not even having a bath. Bhagavan has the beautiful instances where he was given a bath first in the temple by one lady devotee, then later in Guru Murtam. So his body is covered in dust and grime. His hair is matted. His nails are long and curled. Looking at such a one, normally, what will the feeling be to the onlooker? But what did the people, the devotees feel, the great ones? It could be Venkatachalam Mudali, it could be anybody, or Ratnama, the dancer. She saw this young boy, this young lad, who is like this covered with dust, and he's seated there, and she sees the Shiva Swarupa. She feels the Shiva Swarupa. She feels the brilliance. She's a dancer. She can see the dance of the entire universe in him. This boy who is sitting still, Gambhira, so majestic, simple young boy clad in just one kaupina, sitting over there, not having anything to claim as his own, not even having, as I said, not even physically well polished or well groomed. But that is what we saw. Udipta Nayana, his eyes, that they could feel that presence, that majesty. Gambhira, it is so majestic. It makes us stand in awe. Gambhira, why Vishwanatha Swami says, we are amazed, we are awestruck. We don't have words to describe that glory. That is why it is Gambhira. So whoever came into Bhagavan's presence, many people say that Bhagavan was so natural. Even in later years, Bhagavan was so natural. He did not create any aura around himself. He did not put any rules and regulations for people to come and see him. And he would joke with the devotees. He would cook with them. He would eat with them. So it was very easy for a person to see him as one of themselves. But everyone always felt the great majesty. Just a few minutes ago, a devotee was sharing with me an incident in the life of Chandrasekhara Bharati Mahaswami, and some similar instances are there in Bhagavan's life to show that majesty. Especially, there was one playmate of Bhagavan's called Pokri Mani. They used to call him Pokri Mani. Pokri means rascal. It means very, very naughty, rascally person. And he was used to talking also in a harsh, naughty manner. And when he was told about Bhagavan, he said, what is the great deal? He was playing with us and all. I am not going to prostrate to him. I am not going to come and bow before him. Let me come and see, what is this person? What is it that all of you are saying? But the moment he came to that presence, he just, without his knowledge, he just fell flat at Bhagavan's feet. This is just one instance, because I saw that majesty of the self itself. So majestic. And Bhagavan's brother Chinnaswami, his grandson, V. Subramaniam Mani and I, said, we were all boys, we were all young boys, we used to play around there. And after Bhagavan's operation for the sarcoma, he said, Bhagavan was there in the dispensary, and I don't know how come I was playing around somewhere in that area maybe, and the attendant, he called me, said, come here, come here. See, Bhagavan is seated there. And I saw the tumor had been operated. The wound was raw. The doctor had just cleaned it and left it maybe for a few minutes before putting the dressing. And Bhagavan was seated with that arm outstretched. That wound is raw, a big wound, because it had cut so deep for the sarcoma not to spread. That wound was there, absolute raw wound, and Bhagavan was just looking into infinity. He was just looking into infinity. It becomes so obvious that this is not the body, this person. And Sundaresha here, he had come to Bhagavan as a 19-year-old boy. But he says, I never could see Bhagavan as a human being. I always felt he's some ethereal being. So they all the devotees say that though Bhagavan was so natural, in his presence there was always a sense of awe. There was a feeling, this is something majestic, this is something extraordinary. And we must just fall silent in his presence. So that is what Vishwanatha Swami describes as Gambhiraya Namaha, that which is so majestic, so beautiful. And then he goes on to talk of him as Paramacharyaya Namaha. Paramacharya in two ways, Acharya and Paramacharya. Paramacharya is our Guru's Guru. Vishwanatha Swami in that is paying his obeisance to Ganapati Muni, from whom he has learned many aspects of Shastra, guided by Bhagavan to go to. And in that sense, he says Paramacharya. And of course, the Nama Parama Acharya, the supreme teacher. Supreme teacher. Why supreme teacher? Because Muruganar Swami says, no, what Bhagavan has done. He has taken the Vedas, the Agamas, every scripture that one can find in this universe. And what has he done? He has churned it. Veda Agama Jnana Vening. He has taken out butter from that. He has churned it and taken the essence. There is something called the Kaivalya Navanitam. But what has he done? Such an Acharya, such a great teacher. He has not left it there. He has not left the butter on the table for anybody to come and pick it up. He is so loving. He has fed it to me, fed it to every one of us. He is feeding it to every one of us like a loving mother feeds her infant child. It's so much of love, like an infant child. So Paramacharya, he has simplified the process of self-abidance, the method, the same method, what the Shastra says, without disturbing it in any way. He has made it so simple. He has taken out the essence and he gives it to us in such a way that everyone can understand. Paramacharyaya Namaha, says Vishwanatha Swami, because also at that point of time, so many seekers started coming to Bhagavan. So many seekers started coming. They began to enjoy, drink in his teachings and bask in the self immediately. That's why Vishwanatha Swami talks of him as Paramacharyaya. Om Bhagavate Sri.
Namo Ramana. We will now have the chanting of Aksharamanamalai by Srimati Radha.
Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala. Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala. Sombiyai summa sukamundurangidir solveren gadi Arunachala. சௌரியம் காட்டினை சழக்கற்றதென்றே சலியாதிருந்தாய் அருணாச்சலம். நமலியிற் கேடா நான் என்னுறுதியில் நாடி இன்னுருவேன் அருணாச்சலம். ஞானம் இல்லாதுன்னாசையற்றழவர ஞானம் தெரித்தருள் அருணாச்சலம். நிமிரு பொனியும் மலர்ந்தில்லை என்றே நேர் நின்றனையன் அருணாச்சலம். தத்துவம் தெரியாதத்தனை ஊற்றாய் தத்துவ தத்துவமிதுவென்னருணாச்சலா தானே தானே தத்துவமிதனை தானே காட்டுவாய் அருணாச்சலா திரும்பிய அகந்தனை தினமக கண்காண் தெரியும் என்றென்னை என் அருணாச்சலாம் தீரமில்லகத்தில் தேடி உந்தனையான் திரும்ப உற்றேன் அருள் அருணாச்சலா துப்பறிவில்லா இப்பிற பெண் பயன் ஒப்பிடவாயேன் அருணாச்சலா தூய்மன மொழியர் தோயும் உண்மைய தோயவே அருளென் அருணாச்சலாம் தெய்வம் என்றுன்னை சாரவே என்னை சேர ஒழித்தாய் அருணாச்சலாம் அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சலாம் அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சலாம் அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சலா அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சலா அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சலா அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சலா அருணாச்சலம் வாழி அன்பர்களும் வாழி அக்ஷரமணமாலை வாழி. நமோ ரமணா.
Namo Ramana. We will conclude today's satsang with the Ashtottara puja to Bhagavan. The Ashtottara puja will happen at Dileep sir's altar, and the Ashtottaram will be chanted by Revathi Shankar and Uma Sripathy. द्वाज विश्वनाथ विरचितं श्रीरमणाष्टोत्तरशतनामावली अपार सच्चित्सुखवारिराशेः यस्योर्मिमात्रं भुवनं समस्तं गुहाहितं तं रमणं गभीरं चिन्ताविहीनं हृदि चिन्तयामि. ॐ महासेनमहोंशेन जाताय नमः. ॐ श्रीरमणाय नमः. ॐ गुरवे नमः. ॐ अखण्डसंविदाकाराय नमः. ॐ महौजसे नमः. ॐ कारणोद्भवाय नमः. ॐ जगद्धितावताराय नमः. ॐ श्रीभूमिनाथस्थलोस्थिताय नमः. ॐ पराशरकुलोत्तंसाय नमः. ॐ सुन्दरार्यतपःफलाय नमः. ॐ कमनीयसुचारित्राय नमः. ॐ सहायाम्बा सहायवते नमः. ॐ शोणाचलमहोलीनमानसाय नमः. ॐ स्वर्णहस्तकाय नमः. ॐ श्रीमद्द्वादशान्तमहास्थले लब्धविद्योदयाय नमः. ॐ महाशक्तिनिपातेन प्रबुद्धाय नमः. ॐ परमार्थविदे नमः. ॐ तीव्राय नमः. ॐ पितृपदान्वेषिणे नमः. ॐ इन्दुमौलिना पितृमते नमः. ॐ पितुरादेशतः शोणशैलं प्राप्ताय नमः. ॐ तपोमयाय नमः. ॐ उदासीनाय नमः. ॐ महायोगिने नमः. ॐ महोत्साहाय नमः. ॐ कुशाग्रधिये नमः. ॐ शान्तसङ्कल्पसंरम्भाय नमः. ॐ सुसन्दृशे नमः. ॐ सवित्रे नमः. ॐ स्थिराय नमः. ॐ तपक्षपितसर्वाङ्गाय नमः. ॐ फुल्लाम्बुजविलोचनाय नमः. ॐ चन्द्रिकासितहासश्रीमण्डिताननमण्डलाय नमः. ॐ चूतवाट्यां समासीनाय नमः. ॐ चूर्णिताखिलविभ्रमाय नमः. ॐ वेदवेदान्ततत्त्वज्ञाय नमः। ॐ चिन्मुद्रिणे नमः। ॐ त्रिगुणातिगाय नमः। ॐ विरूपाक्षगुहावासाय नमः। ॐ विराजतचलाकृतये नमः। ॐ उद्दीप्तनयनाय नमः। ॐ पूर्णाय नमः। ॐ रचिताचलताण्डवाय नमः। ॐ गम्भीराय नमः। ॐ परमाचार्याय नमः। ॐ सुप्रसन्नाय नमः। ॐ अभयप्रदाय नमः। ॐ दक्षिणास्य निभाय नमः। ॐ धीराय नमः। ॐ दक्षिणाभिमुखाय नमः। ॐ स्वराजे नमः। ॐ महर्षये नमः। ॐ भगवते नमः। ॐ ईड्याय नमः।
ॐ भूमविद्याविशारदाय नमः। ॐ विमलाय नमः। ॐ दीर्घदर्शिने नमः। ॐ आप्ताय नमः। ॐ ऋजुमार्गप्रदर्शकाय नमः। ॐ समदृशे नमः। ॐ सत्यदृशे नमः। ॐ सत्याय नमः। ॐ प्रशान्ताय नमः। ॐ अमितविक्रमाय नमः। ॐ सुकुमाराय नमः। ॐ सदानन्दाय नमः। ॐ मृदुभाषिणे नमः। ॐ दयार्णवाय नमः। ॐ श्री शोणाचलहृद्भूतस्कन्दाश्रमनिकेतनाय नमः। ॐ सद्दर्शनोपदेष्ट्रे नमः। ॐ सद्भक्तवृन्दपरिवृताय नमः। ॐ गणेशमुनिभृङ्गेन सेविताङ्घ्रिसरोरुहाय नमः। ॐ गीतोपदेशसारादिग्रन्थसञ्चिन्न संशयाय नमः। ॐ वर्णाश्रममतातीताय नमः। ॐ रसज्ञाय नमः। ॐ सौम्याय नमः। ॐ आत्मवते नमः। ॐ सर्वावनिमतस्थानाम् आराध्याय नमः। ॐ सर्वसद्गुणिने नमः। ॐ आत्मारामाय नमः। ॐ महाभागाय नमः। ॐ मातृमुक्तिविधायकाय नमः। ॐ विनताय नमः। ॐ विनुताय नमः। ॐ विप्राय नमः। ॐ मुनीन्द्राय नमः। ॐ पावकोज्ज्वलाय नमः। ॐ दर्शनादगसंहारिणे नमः। ॐ मौनेन स्वात्मबोधकाय नमः। ॐ हृच्चान्तिकरसान्निध्याय नमः। ॐ स्मरणात्बन्धमोचकाय नमः। ॐ अन्तस्तिमिरचण्डांशवे नमः। ॐ संसारार्णवतारकाय नमः। ॐ शोणाद्रीशस्तुतिद्रष्टे नमः। ॐ हार्दविद्याप्रकाशकाय नमः। ॐ अविच्युतनिजप्रज्ञाय नमः। ॐ नैसर्गिकमहातपसे नमः। ॐ कमण्डलुधराय नमः। ॐ शुभ्रकौपीनवसनाय नमः। ॐ गुहाय नमः। ॐ दण्डपाणये नमः। ॐ कृपापूर्णाय नमः। ॐ भवरोगविषग्वराय नमः। ॐ स्कन्दाय नमः। ॐ देवतमाय नमः। ॐ अमर्त्याय नमः। ॐ सेनान्ये नमः। ॐ पुरुषोत्तमाय नमः।
ॐ श्रीरमणभगवते नमः। श्रीरमणाष्टोत्तरशतनामपूजां समर्पयामि। यस्थाणोररुणाचलस्य पदयोः स्मृत्याजनिं प्राप्य तद् दिव्यानुग्रहसुप्रवाहविवशस्तादात्म्यभावं गतः हृन्निष्ठस्वगभीरनित्यतपसा लोकान् पुनास्येकराट् तस्मै श्रीरमणाय ते नम इदं लोकोत्तरज्योतिषे। नमो 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 रमण सदाशिवप्रभावरण नमो महर्षि नमो महर्षि दर्शनसुखमङ्गलमुखसकलजीवहितसम्मुख ब्रह्मसङ्गिये सदा तुष्ट सदा हृष्ट सदा शिवानन्दपुष्ट परममहर्षि ब्रह्मनिष्ठ समदर्शी नमो 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 रमण सदाशिव प्रभावरण नमो महर्षि नमो महर्षि ನಮ್ಮ ಮನವದೊಂದು ಕಾಡು ನೀನರಿತಿಹೆ ಅದರ ಜಾಡು ಹಿತವನರಿತು ನೀಡುತ್ತೆಮ್ಮ ಕೊರೆಯ ತಣಿಸಲೈ ಬೇಡಲೆಂದು ಬಂದ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿಯೇ ತಣಿವೆವಯ್ಯ ಮೋಡಿಗಾರನೇ ಹಿತವ ನುಡಿದು ಪೊರೆ ನಮ್ಮನು ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಸಂಘಿಯೇ ನಮೋ 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 ರಮಣ ಸದಾಶಿವ ಪ್ರಭಾವರಣ ನಮೋ ಮಹರ್ಷಿ ನಮೋ ಮಹರ್ಷಿ ನಮೋ 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 ರಮಣ ಸದಾಶಿವ ಪ್ರಭಾವರಣ ನಮೋ ಮಹರ್ಷಿ ನಮೋ ಮಹರ್ಷಿ बोलो भगवान श्री रमण महर्षि की जय।